Hi guys, my name's Bernadette, and normally my channel is kind of dedicated to all things fitness and dance because that is what I do. But today I just wanted kind of to open the conversation in terms of how we communicate with the children in our life. And I think that this is important to me because for over 20 years, I spend most of my days with other people's children, being a dance studio owner and dance educator. And then about 10 years ago, I adopted two of my younger half sisters. And so I think this pandemic is kind of bringing up a lot of stuff for families. And I think it's especially hard for, teenagers and tweens. And it just seems like parents and kids don't necessarily connect the way that they could. And so I just wanted to share some insight with all of you because I know that this last year has been really difficult. You're probably all home together way too much. And somewhere along the lines, we all forgot how to communicate. So I want to talk about being open and honest. And I think that is the hardest thing for most of us to do. But for some reason, as a nurturing, caring, guardian, parent, caretaker, I think we forget that sometimes the simplest way to sort of squash an argument or kind of, find a way to connect with your kiddo is to just be really honest. And so what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that if you are in a disagreement, instead of lashing out and, getting upset with your child, talk about it. Have an open, honest conversation about it. What's going on? What's upsetting you? What is it that you need from me? How can I help you? I think right there that stops any bad behavior in its tracks, and it allows your child to feel heard and at least it's like, wow, my parent, my guardian, my caretaker, they're trying to get me, they're trying to understand. And the other thing is, if we're honest about how we're feeling or what we're doing or not doing, and we can narrate that to our kids, right, then they feel closer to us because they feel like they can trust us because we're being honest. So, for example, instead of staying silent, say you had a horrible day at work, your boss is getting mad at you, things aren't getting done, instead of retreating and maybe taking it out on your family by being harsh or short-tempered, or you can have that conversation like, hey, I had a really hard day at work. My feelings got hurt, or I didn't meet my deadline, so I'm feeling this way. I just want you to know. And just something like that. So simple. It's so simple. That's going to show your child that, hey, I'm human and I have bad days too. Here's why I might be in the mood that I'm in. And if anything, right, they'll have some compassion for you. And then it's going to start this conversation where the day that they're having a bad day, the moment they get in a fight with their best friend or they get their feelings hurt, right, instead of acting out, they can come to you and they can say, hey, this happened today and I am just feeling, whatever kind of way. I'm feeling really sad. I'm feeling really down. So it sounds so simple, right? But we almost have to retrain ourselves. And I think that a lot of times we are afraid to be vulnerable in front of our kids, right? Because we feel like we have to be the protector and we have to be, smart and wise and have all the answers. We feel like maybe we have to be, authoritative and set the law. But I think just by having some open, honest conversations, you immediately create this dialogue where your child feels safe to talk to you. If they are demonstrating any kind of, bad behavior or attention-seeking behavior, right? They're gonna kind of hold back and go, wow, if my mom or dad can talk to me like this, maybe I can talk to them, right? And I can tell them how I'm feeling. So I guess today I just encourage you to try to start those open and honest conversations. And they don't have to be deep and long, and but I think if your child feels like they can come to you, and also that you're human and you're going to have feelings and thoughts and good days and bad days, then they're going to feel like they can trust you. Another thing that I think is really important is spending quality time. Obviously, right? We want to spend quality time with our kids. We can make a million excuses as to why not. But I think if you invite them into your world, say you are really busy, but you can bring them along, you can bring them with you to do your errands. You can have them help you staple your papers together, go to the grocery store with you, help you bag your groceries. I mean, these are all things that they may not seem that important, but just by inviting your child to participate with you, it's gonna open up lots of opportunities to have conversations and to feel closer together, especially right now. It's like we're all so isolated, and at least at my house, my sisters, as much as they tend to be really introverts, I can tell that they need that human to human contact, and they just want to be with me, even if we're not necessarily talking. And I think a lot of kids are hungry for that. So one suggestion is have them come with you. Have them do the things that you do. I think actually they will really enjoy it. Make them feel like they are a part of the most important parts of your day, right? So they feel empowered. They feel like you guys are a team. So that's something that I think is really important. And then the other thing is, we all spend a lot of time doing things that we probably don't need to do, scrolling social media, watching Netflix, all the things, right? All the things that we make time for, even though we say we don't have enough. So I encourage you to create a new habit. Maybe together as a family, you go for a walk after dinner, right? You go for a walk. Maybe once a week you do a little art project together, and maybe it's yard work. Maybe it's, something for your home. But usually when kids are in motion and their bodies are moving and their endorphins are pumped, they're going to feel inspired to open up. It's just kind of a natural thing that happens. And I think that we all feel that way, right? Like after we work out or we put our creative efforts towards something, then all of a sudden our heart and our mind kind of feel really open and excited. And it's a really great opportunity to get your kids to open up. I don't know anybody that does physical activity and then wishes they hadn't, right? We all feel better after we exercise or we dance, we go for a walk, you make an art project. There's a sense of confidence that comes with completing something, right? The endorphins are pumping, and you just feel really accomplished. And in that, right, you're sort of elated and you want to share this kind of newfound energy. So when you engage physically with your child and you do something together, like you physically do something together, and it doesn't have to be significant. Again, it could be like a walk, a hike. If you have dogs or something, go for a walk with your pets. If you paint the fence in your backyard, do it together. Create an opportunity to do something physical together, and you will be amazed at how much your child wants to open up and talk to you, and or after you've completed whatever it is that you're doing, they will be really kind of excited and sort of elevated in a way, and you'll notice sort of a change in mood, and all of a sudden it creates this opportunity for you again to have open and honest conversations. So I keep going back to that, but it's super important. If you can model that behavior, open, honest, here I am, here's what I'm thinking, here's what I'm feeling. How do you feel? What are you thinking? And also give space in between, right? Don't hound them and don't bug them about it, but by going first, you're kind of opening up the conversation. So that is another thing that I think, if you can integrate some quality time with your kiddos, you will be so excited and surprised, and all of a sudden there's sort of this sweet dialogue between you. It's not perfect all the time, right? And hormones are a real thing for your kids and for yourself if you're going through any kind of changes. But I think by starting with just being open and honest, even in those hard moments, like, oh, you know what? This isn't very productive. Say you get in an argument, this is not very productive. I'm feeling very upset, and before I say or do something really intense, let's just take a break and we'll come back to this. There's so many ways to exercise this open and honest concept. So I just encourage you to try this week, talk to your kids. That's it. Talking. It's like so simple. It's so simple that it's hard. And I don't know why we can't do it. But I definitely think that it is the way to go. And especially right now, during this pandemic, I just feel like it is so what our kids need. And, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, FaceTime, like that's all going to be there. But these years that are so precious and valuable, they're not going to be there. And you're going to blink and your kid is going to be on their way to their next adventure. And the last thing you want to do is feel like you didn't do enough, right? And when I say do enough, it's not that you have to give them everything. It's not that you have to do anything other than make them feel like you're listening, make them feel like you're present. And how that works is being open and honest, having conversations daily, and checking in. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. It definitely works at my house. Not that it's perfect, but I feel like over the years, I've found a way to connect even when it seems like it's impossible. And I'm such an advocate for conversating with your kids. I just think it is the best medicine, best therapy, and it really does create a sense of safety and security for your kids. They will feel like they can come to you. And I think as a parent or a guardian or a caretaker, that is what you want. I mean, ultimately, that is what we want. We want the best for the young people in our lives. So, it's our job to be the adult, right? Even though that's hard to do. And it's our job to create these amazing humans that we hope, right, can have the best outcome. And by being open and honest and sharing our thoughts and feelings with them, that is going to help them grow exponentially. You will be surprised. So I think that's it for today. I might do this again. I'm pretty passionate about it, and I just feel like right now, with everything kind of being crazy and unpredictable, it's something that we can all do, right? So I'm reminding myself this is something that I need to continue to do, probably even more than I do. So anyway, hopefully this finds you well. And if you like this, let me know, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and maybe I will post some more. Okay, thanks.